Our first guest tonight is an Emmy-winning actor. You know from his work on Your Friends and Neighbors, Mad Men, The Morning Show, and Fargo, as well as movies like Bridesmaids and Top Gun Maverick. He stars in Hoppers, which is in theaters on March 6th. Please welcome back to the show our very good friend, Jon Hamm, everybody. It's a really nice crowd tonight.
This can't be a mistake, but I just figured out what this is.
What is this?
Operation Midnight Hammer.
This right
Thank
here. You know, it might be, if you're watching at home right now, if it's midnight, when he said it, it's official.
Call it what it is.
I mean, by the way, if we could rename this show. I mean, if you got a late night show and you called it Operation Midnight Hammer.
Oh, it's not too late.
It's not too late. You know what? I've been making fun of that name, but it's super rad. I take it all back. I never do this. I retract my closer look.
Deeply throbbing success.
By the way, speaking of successes, I feel like you have parlayed. Look, I think sometimes, you know, I forget that there are cool things we can do all the time, and you did maybe the coolest. Last summer, Bad Bunny was doing shows in Puerto Rico, and you went. I wouldn't, don't take this the wrong way, I wouldn't think you would naturally fit into those environs, but my God, you really do.
I mean, dress for the job you want.
Yeah. Like a dude at a Bad Bunny show. Seeing Bad Bunny and Puerto Rico, that's just the peak of it.
It was spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I don't know, a 20,000-seat arena.
Right.
And everybody knew all the words. The whole place was kind of vibing. And my wife, Anna, full credit, was like, we gotta go.
Yes.
So we did.
That's so fantastic.
It was fantastic.
And then just a week later, I mean, because again, you come by this honestly. You're a real fan of Bad Bunny. You were in the stands there, and I like very similar.
I defy you to find someone having a better time.
Are you guys friends now?
No, but we have the same birthday.
You and Bad Bunny have the same. That's very exciting.
Isn't that exciting?
That's great.
March 10th.
Wow.
I'm a little older than he.
Yeah. And but like obviously you interact. Does he when you interact with him, like are you allowed to call him like Benito?
Benito? Yes.
Okay. What does he call you?
Guacamole.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna, you gotta, right?
Lean in.
You also you were at the Super Bowl.
I was.
And you were caught enjoying probably one of the top 5 halftime shows of all time, certainly.
At least.
Yeah, and let's take a look. Here's Jon and his friend Benito.
Once again, I defy you to find someone having a better time.
And by the way, like that's just the right amount of moving for
54.
Anything
Anything more.
But like it wasn't.
Something.
You didn't look like you didn't know how to move, but you didn't get too over your skis.
Of a dance.
Yeah, that was.
Also, I have to shout out my awesome jersey. That was a 1970s St. Louis Cardinals jersey.
Yeah, that's really nice. Guessing the only one in a very large stadium that day.
Pretty much. Yeah. Not a lot of Big Red fans. Not a lot of Jim Hart stands.
Jim Hart stands. Did you hosted the NFL Honors?
I did.
I lucky enough to do that as well.
Man, how fun is that?
It's really fun. Everybody's in a very good mood.
And watching like large gentlemen geek out over other large gentlemen.
Yeah.
And seeing fingers that are bending the wrong way.
Yeah.
Just all the crazy NFL-specific things that are so fun.
And they and they're there to have a good time.
They
are. The people who are at that award show, their season is over, and they rarely get to, I feel like, be together without having to hit each other.
One team gets to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys had great years.
Yeah, of course.
So give them a little party.
So you don't get intimidated when you're telling jokes about giant people.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I also leave very quickly.
Yeah. This guy, I did not realize this. We were talking backstage about Mad Men, a show that, was one of my favorite when it was on. Endures, holds up. I always say, like, one of the great things, about, like, sort of, that it was like a period drama, right? Yep. Is that it was not about the time it was made, and so it doesn't date badly.
It doesn't get dated.
But
anything that didn't really play well then still doesn't play well. So
100%.
You know what I mean?
But John Slattery was saying that he was actually originally told that he was coming in for Don Draper.
I don't know who told him that.
Yeah.
But he was quickly disabused of that notion.
But you had many. You were not an obvious choice to them.
I was the last person on everybody's list.
And how many times did you actually go in and audition for it?
7 or 8.
Wow. And at what point did you allow yourself to start thinking that it was maybe the reason they kept bringing you in is that you were close?
Right around the 8th.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It was, they had, by that point, they'd flown me from LA to New York on somebody's miles.
Yeah.
And I got here, and we had this large sort of meeting with all the executives, and Matthew Weiner, the creator, and Scott Hornbecker, the producer. They were coming out, and they were saying, just act like you got the job, act like you got the job. I was like, then just give me the job.
Yeah.
Like, act like you got the job. No. But
then later they were like, act like we paid you.
Act like you have a ticket back home. But we had this drinks meeting, and we're going down the elevator. It was on the rooftop of the Maritime Hotel.
Oh, yeah, sure.
District. And we're going down the elevator, and the lady who was running things at the time goes, well, you know, you got the job. I was like, I didn't. The whole meeting. It would have been so much more fun if you had told me at the beginning of the meeting. We could have had a toast.
It's, I mean, that very much the same experience when I found out I got SNL, which is like, you know, Lauren, last guy to be like, good news. Like, I think he was like, just have somebody whisper it in the back of the elevator he rides down in. Like, same thing. There was never that moment of like,
in Russian.
You know, if there's ever a moment to like pop a bottle of champagne. And
exactly. It would have been fun. The really fun part, though, was that when we got down the elevator doors open up, and there's a throng of paparazzi. Really? And I was like, oh my God, wow, this is really happening fast. But they're all speaking German.
Oh, yeah.
Which is disconcerting in the best of times. And I didn't realize this, but on the elevator with me was Franz Beckenbauer.
Oh, the famous soccer
German
player.
Soccer player.
Wow.
So they were not for
And then was Franz...
Franz was like, you know you have the job.
That's a real look. Have Beckenbauer tell him.
Have Beckenbauer tell him.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back with Marvin Dunham.
What are you doing? What do you want? Please don't hurt me. Wait. What?
Ugh, can't believe I have to do this.
We are your friends, Red Heart. Your life is in danger. You must do exactly as we say, Harry. LOL, I mean Jerry.
You know my name? Oh no. Wait. What? Is this about the dam? Are you here for revenge? What do you want?
Relax, bro. Just drive to the Glade. Cancel your dumb highway, and no one will get hurt.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Jon Hamm, and that was a clip from Hoppers. Very exciting. Pixar film.
Super cool.
Super cool. Do real quick, we noticed a very awkward thing during the commercial break. How many times have you hosted SNL now?
4.
4 times?
Been on the show, but I don't know, 15,
Cameo-wise,
16.
15, 16 times. You know the family well.
I feel like part of the family.
And what the most closest family member when you host the show, Wally, Cute-Curd Wally, right?
Of course.
You know him first name basis?
First name basis. I mean, I would probably say I would invite him to a party if I, you know. That's kind of stuff.
And yet we saw the card.
Now, I know Wally's last name.
Yeah.
Ferriston.
Ferriston.
F-E-R-E-S-T-E-N.
Yep.
Ferriston.
And
I can spell that.
And then we look over here.
Wally?
Jon Hamm, 1M.
Yeah.
He 1M'd you.
That's the worst 1M'ing I've ever had happen to me.
I mean, Anderson .Paak, I don't think Wally's ever met him, got it perfect. He got the dot in there.
He got the dot in there, which is not pronounced.
The amount of care he put into Anderson .Paak, and then he 1M'd you.
2 A's for Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, got it all right. He probably was like, it can't be 2 M's and 2 A's.
Come on. Kristen, I wonder if he one-eyes Kristen Wiig.
Oh, you think he one-eyes Wiig? I wouldn't put it past you.
Thank you. 15-year anniversary Bridesmaids, by the way.
15-year
That's
anniversary of Bridesmaids.
Impossible.
I know. We were saying, like, I will say, like, one of the reasons I can't believe it's 50. I mean, you, Rose Byrne, Kristen Wiig, you all look great.
Listen.
Like, it's not like where I'm seeing any of you being like, the time has been hard on them.
Yes. Listen, a good spray tan covers all the ills.
I went in your dressing room. It was like everywhere. It was on the walls. Hoppers, this is very fun. Do you like that moment where you get to be an animated version of yourself?
Oh my God, I think it's amazing. I'm no stranger to doing animated stuff. It's a great gig, but Pixar does it.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Look at Mayor Jerry. Come on.
I will say, speaking of us aging.
Yeah.
There's a close-up of me while I'm getting ready and putting on my tie, and they show me kind of brushing my hair.
Yeah.
And they animate it with gray in it. I was like, guys. Guys.
And they were like, sorry, you're just,
Sorry,
when
it's
kids
just-
hear your voice, they're gonna think you have
assume
gray hair. And then congratulations, your friends and neighbors coming
Thank you.
back.
Coming back.
And
season 2 will be in
Season 2.
early April.
And we already know you're gonna do a season 3.
Shooting season 3 starting in May. So
Which
it's very
is-
exciting. It
yeah.
means I get to come to New York and be in New York. and
You
shoot
get to
in
be.
New York.
Hopefully, you'll come back on this show.
Absolutely, we get to
You
hang out.
you had a very memeable moment in season 1. This is kind of a way people. I think this.
That looks like a still from Heated Rivalry.
It does look like a still from Heated Rivalry. Yeah. They framed out your
I was gonna
skates.
say that wasn't the only thing they framed out. Heyo.
Have you watched? Are you into Heated Rivalry yet?
I was. All right. I was actually in Canada shooting in Winnipeg for the last 6 months, a new project, and it was a big deal up there.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, but not as big as it is down here. My
No, it's
gosh.
crazy.
I just went over to your neighbors and saw Connor, who's
Oh, that's right. Connor's hosting SNL. Yeah.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Looking great.
Yeah. It's very.
Smells nice.
Yeah, it's very. They're not animating him with
No,
gray
they
hair.
are not.
No. He has. He should be under arrest for stealing our youth.
Oh boy.
I also want to talk about your unanimated dog. This is a real life dog, Murphy. How's Murphy?
He's great.
So
the idea of hoppers is that you can jump into the mind of an animal. In this case, beavers and whatnot. They're saving nature. In reality, I hop into this one's mind all the time.
You do.
Yes.
And when you're in Murphy's mind, like, what do you think he's thinking?
Like, when am I going to eat?
Yeah.
How much is too much sleep?
Yeah.
And also, when are we going to get to ride on that cool private plane again and go back to New York?
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
basically him.
He's already spoiled.
He's ridiculous.
Does you and your wife, does he have a favorite or?
No.
Okay.
Equal opportunity.
Gotcha. Doesn't care for either of you.
Yeah, hates.
Yeah.
Just like whoever's bringing me the most food the soonest. But he's the best. He's about 95 pounds.
Great.
He's a chunk, and he's a rescue, and he's a sweetheart. And
That's fantastic. Well, I am always so happy to see you. I can't
Buddy.
wait till your next visit. Thank you
Can't
so
wait to
much for
come
being
back.
here.
I love
John
you.
Hammond. 2 M's. Hoppers in theaters March 6th. We'll be right back with Anderson .Paak.